According to this pair, I'm terrified that I'll run out of money. He's referring to money. We have $4.4 million and my wife and I are in our 50s. Is it possible for us to retire early? If you convert that currency into cash, the answer is probably in the affirmative. You will continue to outpace inflation. The deliberate depreciation and debasement of the US dollar is the subject of this film. The logic underpinning a debt-based fiat currency system is what causes what you term inflation, which is really just a devaluation. It must always descend over extended periods of time. When you hear about the dollar rising, it's only doing so in comparison to other fiat currencies, whose purchasing power is declining more quickly. The trajectory is always downward. Imagine saving for 5 years and losing a third, according to Truff Network, also known as Trueflation. That's what happens when you ignore inflation. You can be destroyed by time, stillness, and inflation rather than a crash. Since 2020, we have now reached 28.2%. Next up is Darth Powell, who has 3% inflation. These are Taco Bell and McDonald's prices at the end of 2019 and the middle of 2024. Our current inflation rate ranges from 215% to 68%, which is the lowest, and it's just been 5 years. Next is Taco Bell, which leads us to this vintage commercial featuring a 5-layer meaty burrito that used to cost 89 cents and now costs $5.36. For this one, I then turned to Visual Capitalist. The price rise is for McDonald's and will last for 10 years, from 2014 to 2024. Basically, if you want sugar water with a little color and flavor added, I'm rounding 200% for McChicken and 122% for this quarter pounder with cheese meal. Then we see this advertisement. I would like you to hear this. Here is the 1985 advertisement before we see the current one. This is from Financial Dystopia, but it's either inaccurate or intentionally deceptive. I'm not sure, but have a look. Thus, in 2025, let's place an identical order, beginning with 2 Big Macs, 2 large fries, and 2 large Cokes. Without taxes, your total amounts to $26.46. The fact that people still eat this garbage astounds me. I went to have some old McDonald's now, you know. The buildings used to look like this, and here is their original menu. Back in 1965 to 1966, there was a McDonald's in my neighborhood that I could walk to. At that time, silver was still in circulation, and you could walk a few blocks to one of these. The menu looked like this, and it cost 35 cents for a silver dime and a silver quarter. Let's check that out today since you received a drink, a 15-cent cheeseburger, and 10-cent French fries. When you get to the hamburger on this McDonald's menu with prices, I'll just round it to $4 instead of 15 cents to make the math easier. Now it's $4. I believe they used to serve small fries, but nowadays, fast food restaurants specialize in creating America's fat, which costs $3.50. Now that we've reached $7.50, we'll have a drink, which I think was a medium at the time. There were no smalls among them. You're talking about $2.50 since there was only one size drink available. Thus, we are essentially discussing $10. What kind of inflation is that from 35% to $10 is 2,757%? If I flip these, we can view it as something other than inflation, since everyone talks about it as if it's some enigmatic phenomenon. Instead, the currency's devaluation since then has resulted in a 96.5% decline in purchasing power. It has lost that much since we stopped using silver. What would happen then if we paid for it today with silver? Thus, it cost $10 for the hamburger, fries, and drink. I'm going to round again after we examine a silver dime. A silver dime costs $2.88, whereas a silver quarter costs $7.20. Consequently, you have $10.08. In actuality, you have 8 cents more money in silver, dime, and quarter than you do in the increased cost of McDonald's lunch. After that, you have a gold telegraph. Iran will rename its national currency, the rial, the toman or tomain, and remove 4 zeros from it. I'm not sure. With fiat money, this is what occurs. It does indeed. It's all predicated on confidence. Millions were the unit of measurement in the past, followed by billions and now trillions. That is the function of fiat money. It's a decline in the currency's purchasing power rather than an increase in costs. You will therefore be at least 50% down if you purchase this in 2013. This is hilarious now. Watch this if you want to. We were told by Nero to mix copper with silver. It's only a temporary situation. I mean, you can hardly tell. Half the silver is being used to pay soldiers twice as much. Brilliant. The pure ones I'm retaining. There's a problem with the new coins. I spot copper. The estimated value of this is 2 denarii. I've changed the prices I charge for old coins. The coins will not be accepted by merchants. All it is copper. 200 denarii for bread. Run. Another businessman was just put to death for violating price regulations. Execution for overcharging. Today, Rome fell. We were slain by this. Fake empire, fake money. According to this couple, they are really afraid that they may run out of money. He's referring to money. We have $4.4 million, and my wife and I are in our 50s. Is it possible for us to retire early? Convert that money into cash? The answer is probably in the affirmative. You will continue to outpace inflation. In the end, real money accounts for the growth of the currency supply, and my first book was based on that idea. I'm grateful that you watched. Until next time, see you. At goldsilver.com, you can invest and receive up to $2,000 in bonus silver. It's simple. First, open any gold-silver storage account. IRAs are not included. The second step is to buy your precious metals. The third step is to have up to $2,000 in bonus silver sent directly to your vault. To get your silver, go to goldsilver.com and enter free silver. TurboScribe.ai did the transcription. To get rid of this notice, select Unlimited.